said f of x?
So 5x squared plus 5x plus 2 over 10x squared plus
This
x
will
plus
this will take a tremendous amount of time. So let's stick with the quadratic function first.
Okay, my bad.
No, how would you have known? No, nothing. That's fine. Okay. And that has nothing to do with the limit. You understand that, right? The limit as x approaches infinity of this has nothing to do with the derivative of this function. The derivative of this function is f of x plus h for this function minus the function over h. I just want to make sure it's clear. The fact that we determine the limit of this as x approaches infinity has nothing to do with its derivative.
What if we were using the first way, limit operators? Would the limit impact it or no?
Can you repeat the question? The first part, I heard the second part, but I didn't hear the first part.
If we're using the limit operators, would that be affected by the limits or no?
So what I'm saying with the limit operator is we have to put the limit in front of the difference quotient.
Okay. Oh, okay. Cool.
That's all. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to encounter in these situations when we find f prime all the situations that you've seen so far. It doesn't mean that. Okay, very good question.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Good. So in order to determine for this, so we are given a function, very good function, perfect. We are asked to find the function that gives the instantaneous rate of change of this function everywhere where the function is differentiable. So we are trying to find f prime for this function. I have to start with the definition. But because it's quadratic, I will determine this first as we did before, and then put everything together. Can anyone tell us how to write f of x plus h for this function? Think for a moment and just see what you recommend.
5x plus h squared.
Of course, thank you very much.
Plus 5x plus h.
Yes,
plus 2.
and I'm assuming you said parentheses. Okay, very good. Without parentheses, we can't do anything here. Excellent, very good. Now, can anyone else tell us what is x plus h squared equal to? What does it equal to? And how many terms?
X squared plus 2xh plus h squared.
Excellent. You guys are good. Excellent. You make me very proud. And now we have to distribute. Please understand, do not try to distribute first. You have to square by the order of operations and then distribute 5. I know it's tempting. Good. So now I start f prime because I have this. I needed to write it out before putting it here. And now I'm ready to write f prime. I have to start with the limit. I have to write h approaches 0. Watch me always run out of room. I always do. Instead of this, I copy this. 5x squared plus 10xh plus 5h squared plus 5x plus 5h plus 2. Can anyone tell us what to write for this? So I can put it in. Yes, I'm running out of room, of course. I always do.
5x squared.
Careful,
5x
careful.
Oh, negative. Minus 5x squared plus 5.
Careful, careful. We cannot only distribute to the first term. We have to distribute a negative symbol to all 3 terms. Unless you wanted to put parentheses.
Yeah, you do it that way, I do it the other way.
But then you have to say, and I'll say parentheses, minus parentheses, because I can't write just this and then plus plus, right? So minus 5x and minus 2 over h. Okay, now what did we say a long time ago that has to happen? And if it doesn't happen, then I'm in trouble, so to speak. Two steps have to happen. If they don't happen, I have to start from the drawing board again.
All the h's have to cancel out from the top.
All terms without h
Okay.
must go away. If they don't, then I'll say stop. Something is terribly wrong. All terms without h are gone. What now? What is the next step that has to happen? If it doesn't, I'm in trouble. I cannot continue.
H's have to cancel.
Yes, this one. So these three terms, what will be the next step? What did we do with these three terms?
Factor out the h's.
Excellent. Good. What is left? Three terms? I need three terms inside.
10x plus 5h plus 5.
Now please apply the limit carefully. When h approaches 0, there is no x here. Limit of this when h approaches 0. And I'll write it. It has to be a function. We expect a function. It's okay if you're wrong. I can write it one more time.
X plus 5.
That's it. It's a polynomial, and this is the derivative function of the original function. So the function was 5x squared plus 5x plus 2. The function that gives its rate of change, instantaneous rate of change at any point, is f prime, determined as 10x plus 5. Excellent.
Can you repeat that one more time? How you got rid of the 5h?
As h, you plug in 0 for h.
That's it. Thank you.
It's not x approaches 0. It's
Exactly. That's why I emphasized its age approaching 0. Yes. Excellent. Great job. Okay, so if I say to you, when x is 0, find f prime of 0. How much?
Would it just be 5?
Exactly. So for this function, when x is 0, the rate of change of the function is 5. Kilometers per hour, miles per hour, dollars per unit, volume, cubic inches per dollar, whatever it is. What if I say when x is 2, what will you say f prime of 2 is?
25.
2 times 20 plus 5, 25. What does this mean? At 2 p.m. today, the stock of Apple, I don't know why I picked Apple, increased by $25. At midnight, the rate of change of this function was 5 at x equals 0. That's all it means. Any questions? Okay, so now one more analogy and then we'll look at another problem. So let's suppose this is f of x. Let's suppose you're asking me to determine the rate of change of this function here. So the rate of change, of course, I mean the instantaneous rate of change, is the same with the slope of the tangent at this point. I'm going to call it p. So the rate of change of this function at point P, the instantaneous rate of change of this function at point P, is the same with the slope of the tangent line at P. Same thing. So if I determine the slope of this tangent at P will be the same, so I'm going to put some values. So let's say P when x is 2. So f prime of 2 is the same with the slope of the tangent at P. We are asked, and I'm going to open the book again in a moment. We are asked a lot to determine the equation of this line. I forgot, this is page 6. Find the equation of tangent at P. We're asked a lot. We're given a function, we're given a point, and we're asked, find the equation of the tangent line at that point. You were not able to determine this in algebra, because once you have one point and you don't have the slope, you cannot determine the equation of this line with algebra alone. Now we are able to determine the equation of a tangent line. You were only able to determine with algebra the slope of the secant line because you had 2 points to find the slope and so on and so forth. But now in calculus, we are able to determine the rate of change that is an instantaneous rate of change, which is the same with the slope of the tangent line at P. And now I let you decide on a problem in which we're asked to find just that. If I'm able to find one, if not, we'll make one up. It has to be here, but I don't want to waste too much time. Here it is. You choose whatever you want. 17 through 22. Find an equation of the tangent of the line tangent to ta ta ta. Find the equation of the which one?
20.
20. Find the equation, so f of x equals -1 over x. So which point do you want to choose? Any of these three. It does.
Should I do C?
Yes. 20c. So -5 1/5. Perfect. Oh, I have a chat. Do I have to do anything? Is it a chat for me? No, we cannot do that because we haven't talked about, Sammy, we haven't talked about differentiation rules. So Sammy has a very good question. She said, what are you doing? Why are you torturing me? Because we are discussing this and we haven't gotten to this yet. So if we're asked to find the derivative using the definition of the derivative, we have to do it in the hard way. You can check with differentiation rules, but if you're asked to use the definition, you have to use the definition. Good point. Thank you. Good. So we're asked to find the equation of the tangent line. So I can graph 1 over x. This is 1 over x, but this is -1 over x, so it'll be this. We don't have to graph it. I just want to make a point. So this graph is y equals -1 over x. And the point -5 1/5, it's, let's say, here. So this is the point -5 1/5. -5 for x, 1/5 for y. So then the graph something like this, looks like this, and we're asked to find the equation of the tangent line to the graph at that point. This is what we're asked to find. So I have the point, and the point is -5 1/5. I know the equation of the line is y minus y1 equals the slope times x minus x1. This we know from a long time ago. And I will plug in what I have. Y1 is 1/5, and x1 is -5. But the question is, how do I find this? I know how to find it. So the slope will equal f prime at -5. So this number is f prime at the x value. So in order to find the slope, I have to find f prime of 5. Once I have the number, I put it in and I'm done. But this is the key. How do I find this number? Well, I have to find in the hard way f prime of x. After I find f prime of x, I will plug in f prime. I will plug in 5 in f prime of x. But this is my first step. And I don't have differentiation rules at this point. I am still doing it the hard way. So I have to stop one.